wrote one that she didn't like, and so she rewrote it and had to get our location. And
all right. Hello, hello. All right, I don't have a gavel, but I'm now going to call. Oh, there we go. Thank you for the assist. Our Public Safety and Community Health Committee meeting to order. Thank you all so much for joining us this morning. So to kick us off, we are going to have Mr. Delaney come down with the community court capacity. Howard, come on down.
Thank you very much. I pulled the numbers for community court for the last 3 years. So if we look at 7/1/21 to 6/30/22, if you recall, we were still in the pandemic world at that point. And so in that year, we basically had 502 new cases come into community court. If you look at 7/1/22 to 6/30/23, we were up to 753 cases per year. And then 7/1/23 to 6/30/24, we jumped to 1,408, which is doubling the previous year. If you look at how those numbers pan out, as the various enforcement efforts ensued May, June, July of this year, that was really where we saw a sharp rise in the number of cases. In talking with the community court team, the court itself, based on our staffing model, assuming the resources continue to be allocated as they are now, the court itself would be able to absorb new cases, either Prop 1, expanded, sit and lie, that sort of thing. The problem is with our team members, both the prosecutors and public defenders are literally at the edge of what they can do with existing staffing levels. Both of them really need to add another attorney to community court, and they just don't have the staff. Unfortunately, the public defender's office is losing 2 of its pretty efficient public defenders, husband and wife team, to the state of Alaska at the end of this month. And with civil service delays, they may not be able to replace them till October. So they're running extremely short. Justin Bingham's office at the prosecutor has frankly always been light in staffing, so he does not have another prosecutor at this point he can effectively assign to those Monday and Tuesday dockets, although he's doing his best to do so. So again, in sum, the court itself, based on the existing staffing model, assuming no loss in resources going forward, can absorb and process those cases. The team members are the ones that will struggle. Sarah Thompson will be here later talking about moving some of the grant money around to improve her staffing model, which is again part of the court being able to absorb these cases. So I would really say the challenge is for the public defenders and prosecutors more than us. Questions?
Yeah, particularly right now with our budget constraints, have we looked at out-of-the-box solutions, much like the county did with contracting for public defenders, with Center for Justice or something like that?
I'm not involved in that particular world, so that's probably a question for Nick Antish, who is here, and or the administration. I don't know what they're looking at and what they're not. Sorry.
Sure. No, I just think if we're serious about creating capacity, then we should be making, pretty bold moves like that internally to create that capacity. And obviously we don't have the funding. We probably won't get the funding. And so if that's the concern, we need to figure out how to create capacity.
Again, capacity is a problem in both those offices. I agree.
So Howard, I guess I'm looking at the overall sustainability. We had a shortage this year. We were able to backfill that to get us through the end of the year. Caseloads are going to increase. Your budget has stayed relatively flat. So I just can't make that work in my mind that we will continue to see this increase and we'll be able to meet the demand, not only the prosecutor and the public defender, but also on the judge side of working these cases through the courts where people's lives are not in limbo for more time than it should be.
And I would note, even our standard case filings that aren't referred to community court have gone up significantly. We were struggling with dockets, particularly last week I noticed. We had 130 cases and 95 people on one 90-minute docket. And when you do that, you basically have less than a minute a person to try to deal with their cases. And it's difficult. So I would agree that as we continue to add case volume, you end up at a tip-over point at some point. We just can't get through the dockets. On our bench warrant recall arraignment day, we're routinely paying overtime because we're in the building till after 5 trying to resolve those cases. So I agree it's going to be a challenge.
So Howard, I know in community court there's usually community service attached to some of those. How has the capacity been in the community to provide community service opportunities for people who are going through? I know COVID had a real impact on that. So where are we now coming out?
We're finding that collateral services are now reconstructing themselves principally at close to pre-pandemic levels. Again, there are only so many organizations that permit community service, and we allow it to be done basically at any nonprofit as long as you can get proof that you did it on their letterhead. And frankly, that's everything from animal care facilities to kitchens to wherever. So we're pretty flexible about that. Downtown Partnership was using volunteers also. So, and part of those resources that we rely on in community court particularly are the providers, all the service providers that come down there, meet with the defendants in process. And so just locating the $2,500 to pay for parking for the vendors or for the providers through the end of the year was a bit of a challenge, but we were able to get it. But that's one of the inducements for them to come and participate is we don't make them pay for their own parking downtown while they're there providing services for community court. So when I say the resource profile, I mean all the resources, public defenders, prosecutors, parking, we do, lunches, handouts, which we, incentives, which we, Smith Barbieri, for instance, gives money every year for that stuff. So as long as we can maintain that profile, the court can exist and continue to absorb it for a while. But again, I don't know what the total numbers will be, for instance, if Prop 1 enforcement came into full swing. So we project we can absorb it.
Thanks so much, Howard. So I guess you mentioned the Smith Barbieri grant, and I know that there's some other funding streams, but in your mind and kind of the grant landscape, how does that look like to you? I mean, is there more opportunities than there were kind of sort of peak COVID, or are there more opening up? Do you see some out there?
The big difference is the Administrative Office of the Courts, in concert with the state legislature, has established a continuing funding stream to fund therapeutic courts. So that's been a key. The problem we see with federal funding is it's usually startup funds of, relatively short duration, no real promise of continuation. So to stand up a therapeutic court, for instance, drug court we've been working on, with that kind of funding, right, you go through all the work to do it, you stand it up, but if there's no thought that we can get sustainability the work to stand it up, get people engaged, only to dismantle it when a grant cycle runs out, including, no longer paying for the defendants that are in the program to go through treatment, the whole thing falls apart relatively quickly when the funding isn't there. And that's the sustainability questions that Council President Wilkerson has.
So what would it look like for you with sustainable funding? I mean, what's kind of your dream sort of picture to really have this at capacity fully going, if we were able to have some ongoing state funds, for example, that kept rolling and we're going to continue them?
One of our big struggles is not only staffing, it's money for drug and alcohol testing on an ongoing basis and money for treatment, including domestic violence intervention treatment, because that is not funded by the ACA. Again, we do real well, and inside CJS, we are actually DSHS partners. We sign people up for benefits right there. They don't have to go anywhere. We get them engaged. We get them medical. We get them the stuff to which they're entitled, which is all well and fine. That just doesn't include treatment like DVIT. So, and that's relatively expensive. And again, we've gotten money from the state for that thus far, but it's ever decreasing. They try to want to wean you off, and then the jurisdiction is supposed to pick up that sustainability piece. And in budget times like that we all know that's very difficult. So,
Any further questions for Howard?
Just a thank you, Howard, for your team and the work. It's just a very fragile system.
it is.
So with the increase, it just makes me concerned in that we're not funding it to the level it needs to be.
And just so you know, everybody associated with the therapeutic court teams are literally doing the absolute best they can with what resources we have. I mean, DUI court, for instance, has just been phenomenal in terms of its work. Community court is a mentor court for other jurisdictions. And I will say, you mentioned the money you gave us for CJS to get us through the end of the year, how much we appreciated that. And I'll tell you, other jurisdictions, South Dakota, another one back east, have heard about this through the MacArthur team, and they're actually reaching out, talking about wanting to replicate our model. So we're not only, to some extent, leading here in Washington, we're making noise nationwide. So thank you again for providing that support.
Yeah, amazing work. And yeah, it might be some more follow-up for our legislative team as well as we talk about some of these numbers. So
Absolutely happy to. Anybody has any questions, feel free to give me a call.
great. Thank you so much. All right, next up we have ordinance expanding sit-in-line prohibition citywide. I believe is Candy Davis going to come down and present this? I know Councilmember Bingle is out.
I believe Chris was going
Chris,
to take this
you
one.
got it?
I certainly can. This is, our current ordinance states that sit and lie applies only within the downtown district. This ordinance as drafted takes out the limitations, the geographic limitations, and applies it citywide. It's a fairly deceptively simple ordinance in that respect as far as drafting. I think there are some open questions as to what the legal implications of this particular ordinance are, including to what extent it complies with Charter Section 89, the Proposition 1 amendment. So I'll be continuing to help coordinate some of that legal conversation in the background, but that's what it is.
Any questions for Chris? Go ahead.
Yeah, and I would, no questions, but I would just say, obviously, this is a big deal on the North Bank, just related to downtown, where that is just outside the boundary right now, where we don't have any enforcement mechanism over there. And of course, as that's kind of this burgeoning entertainment district, There's just a real need to see this expanded in that area. But that's not to say that every single neighborhood isn't feeling this. I mean, on a consistent basis, issues around sit-lie, camping, et cetera, is probably the single most thing I hear from the neighborhoods right now.
Go ahead.
I agree with Councilman Cathcart. I think the challenge is the human capital to enforce it and the court's capacity, just hearing Howard talk, what that would really look like for our city. So I'm not in opposition, but how we fund it, I don't want it to be performative, that we say that we passed this and then it doesn't happen and people are mad and they call us, we're not doing our job, the police aren't doing their job. I think that's kind of the perception with Prop 1 right now. So I think there needs to be some more conversation and really the funding and enforcement mechanism of how this goes forward. So I look forward to that discussion and hopefully some feedback, again, from Howard and from our police officers is really how this will impact them. I also would like to kind of wait till our new chief gets here to help with whatever that modeling might look like across our city. So I don't want him coming in and we've layered on a bunch of new laws before he even starts the job and how he can implement that. So those are just a couple of my concerns.
Sounds good. All right. Seeing no further questions. Mr. Logue, ordinance amending ombudsman name. Come on down.
Council President, council members, thanks for having me. This should be an easier one for me because I'm not asking you for money today. There you go. One of the only times. We've received feedback over the years in regards to the ombudsman name. There's some gender neutral ideas out there. It's a Slavic term that has no gender connotations in its native tongue. However, perceptions mean a lot. So we've talked about adjusting our name to Office of Police Ombuds. We've actually taken some steps in regards to that. But we recognize that we're established by charter, and it's also well established in our ordinance what our specific name is. So we did a little bit of research in Washington. In Washington, they enacted gender-neutral terms in 2013. If you go back and look at it, it started with Senate Bill 5077, which Governor Inslee signed into law, in which he created a long list of terms in Washington that they would remove the MAN part of that. Ombuds became the specific Washington term, mostly for corrections offices because that's what they have there. And that's been the law since 2013. So we thought we would follow suit and ask City Council to adjust our name to Office of Police Ombuds for that.
Any questions for Bart? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say, and you recognized it, the charter clearly says it's police ombudsman. That's what was contemplated by the voters. That's what was contemplated by the council at the time that put the forward for the voters to consider. And so there's nothing we can do to change that. That is barring the vote of the citizenry to do that. And if there's ever a charter cleanup, that might be something that's considered, certainly. But in the meantime, I think this would be nothing more than a DBA. And if we're fine just calling it, in name only, something else, I think that's okay. But I don't think it'll change the actual name behind it, given that, again, the charter is very clear.
I do think that this ordinance, I think, will help point in the direction for some eventual charter cleanup, and my hope is that we would. Bart, we love you. We want you to stay in this role forever, but if there was ever someone else in the position, that obviously we want to keep it gender neutral. And there's already been, I've seen this come up in the community too, just with questions, and I think for, long-term kind of positioning the office for success, this makes sense to me. So it's an easy change. Yeah.
Okay. And per the city charter, I think we're absolutely right, and I don't know all the legal nuances in order to change it, but specifically, The function of the office would not change. It would be simply what we would call the office.
All right. Any questions? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Maggie Yates, traffic unit update.
Good morning, council members. Acting Chief McNabb is also here from Spokane Police Department, so he may have additional details if there are questions, but happy to report just an update to traffic enforcement with the police department based on feedback from council. SPD, starting in July, assigned 4 officers to traffic enforcement and 2 to DUI enforcement, plus a sergeant. The 4 traffic officers and 1 of the DUI officers work the day shift, which is 6 a.m. to 4 p.m., and then the remaining DUI officer is assigned to the power shift, which is 4 p.m. to 3 a.m. And each of these officers are embedded within the normal staffing structure and precinct model, and they're spreading out across the northeast, northwest, and south precincts. They may be occasionally directed to backup, but those are limited circumstances. Their primary function is traffic enforcement. And in addition to the change in assignment, they are also, SPD is producing a monthly report. We're hoping to have the first report to you this week for this committee, but they're still finalizing it, and we should have it for the September Public Safety Committee. The monthly reports will include the number of traffic stops, reckless driving calls, DUI calls, and traffic hazard calls, the number of citations, infractions, warnings, charges filed, number of individuals charged, the average time spent by call, date and time of stops, as well as the location of stops based on neighborhood, and the number of jail bookings attempted. And finally, demographics. As many of you know, there are some limitations to the reporting. A lot of it has to be inputted manually, so if there's any sort of slip of the finger, that makes it difficult to be able to tie the data together. And then also demographic information is inputted manually in different places, different ways, so that also creates some complication, but looking forward to having that first report for you soon.
Yeah, and on that, and I certainly appreciate having the traffic unit starting to get going. I have observed a couple of times the traffic unit out, I believe the traffic unit, and both times we're on Division. And certainly Division has problems, and there's some speeding and things that take place, especially racing later in the evening. But during the hours that I saw them, it just seemed like it was probably less about safety and more about money, because I feel like we'd be more in the neighborhoods, more on the other arterials than focusing solely on Division. And so I would love to see, as part of this report, if they're set up somewhere to catch people speeding, what is that specific geographic location? Not just where they pulled them over, but where were they set up to actually catch them in the act? And I think that's important to understand. Where are they actually focusing their attention?
Great. And just to reemphasize, they are assigned to 3 different precincts during those operating hours.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you and the department for working on this quickly. I know that we, as a council, have expressed a lot of concerns about it, and that's reflective of community members in the community. So I really appreciate you all making that happen and communicating that. And I just saw it out this morning, 2 different officers. So it's out and about, and I think that's good for the public to know too. And so appreciate that, making that known to the public. So thank you.
Big thanks to Acting Chief McNabb and SPD leadership for taking the lead on this.
Council President, did you have a question?
I was just going to say, on Council Member Cathcart's comment, it's like for me, it'd be difficult to have them knowing where they're posted for traffic enforcement if they should be moving around that district. So I don't know how. Help me work through that.
Well, I agree with you, but oftentimes, they'll post up behind something to hide so they can catch you with their radar gun when you don't see them. And so what is that location? Where are they spending their time trying to catch folks speeding? And in the examples I've seen, for instance, the Staples on Division is one of those locations where they've been posting up. And I just don't feel like that area necessarily makes the most sense for emphasis when we're hearing the, pretty emphatic desire for this sort of enforcement, throughout all of our arterials and residential streets. So that's the only point I'm trying to make.
Okay, thank you. So in the report when the report comes out, where they were at. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
Any other questions for
Okay, I
me?
gotta be snarky.
Oh, go
So
ahead.
the typing, for all those that are old enough, did you not take the Mavis Bacon typing class when you input data? Just saying. Sorry.
Nice reference. Any other questions? No. All right. Thanks so much, Maggie.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right. Sarah Nuss, come on down for SPO on WUI evacuation modeling.
Good morning, Council President and council members. Thanks for having me today. Some of you have been involved in this, but I just wanted to come take the time to explain it a little bit better and make sure that everyone's on the same page. I know we've had concerns about egress and wildfire safety evacuation across several areas in our city, mostly along the west side of the city. And to that point, we've decided to do some wildfire evacuation modeling with the software as a service company to look at those neighborhoods. The contract is for the entire city, so we don't have to pick. We're not limited, let's say, perhaps to which neighborhoods, which was a concern for me, knowing that we have several areas that we want to look at. So that's what this is for. Questions? Yeah, Mike.
So it looks like the proposal's from unappropriated funds. Is that correct?
I do not know where Matt decided to pull the money from. I apologize.
All right. That's what the briefing paper says.
Okay.
I would just comment that we do know that there's some money coming back from ARPA, which I think Michelle's going to talk about later, that wouldn't touch the unappropriated balance. So I think that might be a more appropriate use of those funds.
What's the cost and the timeline?
Yeah, so it's a 2-year project, and it actually involves a really cool public-facing tool that is included. And what it will involve is a 2-year project to look at those neighborhoods and to be able to put a report together for us for our planning and development and evacuation planning, but also the public-facing tool for the public to be able to model themselves in certain ways to be able to see how they can plan their safety, evacuation, and things like that. So 2 years.
Okay. And what's that cost?
It's going to be $36,600 for the first year and $31,600 for the second year.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you so much for doing this. This is very important to so many of our neighborhoods that live in the WUI.
Absolutely happy to do it. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Sarah. All right. Mike Ormsby, come on down. Contract amendment with Archbright.
Thank you, Chair Dillon and council members. This will be the third proposed contract amendment with Archbright, and they're providing HR services for the fire department. I think this will be the last time we come before the council. We're in the process of trying to hire another HR analyst now. That's not an easy process, and the market is not at the strongest for us. And we're also in the process of hiring a new human resources director, and I think both of those positions we hope to fill, me as much as anyone else, in the next 2 to 3 months. And then at that point, we'll hopefully be in a position to reorganize the department and be able to take more of this work on internally. In addition, we expect that we'll be beginning contract negotiations sometime later this year, because the contract with both Local 29 and SAFO expires at the end of this year. So we're going to have additional needs on the analysts in HR, and we don't have a labor relations manager anymore that would be doing a lot of this work. So the contract is actually for 5 months this time instead of for 3. And we've broken it out. About $45,000 of the proposed contract amendment will be expended this year, and about $17,000 in 2025. So we're proposing to enter into this agreement. We've worked real well with the individual from Archbright that would continue to be assigned to the contract, and they provided continuity to the services we provided in fire department, where, as you know, we have a new chief, a couple new battalion chiefs. They're doing a great job, but we need to be able to continue to provide them the HR support that they need. So we would recommend approval, and hopefully this will be on the council agenda for a week from today. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Questions?
I've advanced your application, Mike.
Pardon me?
I've advanced your application.
Thank you, Council President.
Thanks so much. All right. Thanks so much, Mike.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Sarah Thompson. Sarah Thompson's in the house. Yeah. No worries. Thank you. We'll come back to it. All right. Council confirmation on mayoral appointee Spokane Police Chief Maggie Yates.
Hello again. Just bringing forward Kevin Hall's appointment by the mayor to the chief of police of the Spokane Police Department. As you all know, he went through a rigorous interview and recruitment process. A couple of you on the selection committee, thank you again. Sort of the outstanding candidate by far across the board and by all metrics, and delighted that he accepted the offer to come on board. Any questions?
Do we have an official start date?
Yes, it looks like it's going to be August 26th.
Oh,
And
okay.
just as a reminder, he's coming to us with about 30 years' experience in the Tucson Police Department, most recently serving as their assistant chief. He has extensive executive experience and training, and was inducted into the Evidence-Based Policing Hall of Fame.
Great. Any questions? Well, yeah, just thank you so much again for all your work on this. It was really tremendous, and it was an honor to serve on the committee with Councilmember Cathcart and many others, and just thank you again.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thanks.
Okay. Resolution supporting sports officials. Mr. Wright, are you taking this one on too?
No, I believe Candy is.
Candy is here? Oh, Candy. You want to come on down? You're good. Yes. Yeah.
What this ordinance is just to recognize our sports officials who are looking over our youth, playing, refereeing, just looking for some respect there, I think. I don't know what else to say. I apologize, I was not prepared. I thought I was doing this at 1 o'clock.
You're good. Yeah, I guess, was there like a community request or some?
Yeah, we've been meeting with sports officials, umpires, baseball, basketball, and lately it's been just a little extra crazy.
Like intense for the umpires and
Umpires,
referees.
parents,
and,
yeah. A lot of physical altercations.
Yeah, I believe Washington State passed a law related to that. Maybe it was about 10 years ago, so I'll have to go back and look about, intimidation, harassment towards sporting officials. So be interested to kind of dig in further to that.
Yeah, just we need to back these people and.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this just seems a little irregular for us to do as a resolution. We don't typically do resolutions for any month of celebration. It seems more appropriate that we do more salutations or proclamations, have them down, come recognize them, that sort of way, whereas a resolution doesn't typically even have them come down and be recognized. It's usually just a formal act. So just my preference would probably be more of a proclamation or a salutation and a recognition.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, Chief Williams, we'll take these two together for the Department of Ecology Hazmat Grant and the SBO.
Good morning, Council President, council members. Thank you for having us here today. Respectfully asking you to approve a grant that we got from the Department of Ecology for $149,000 for hazardous materials equipment. As you know, in the emergent hazardous materials mitigation world, things change fast in technology, so we're trying to keep up with some of those things and have been putting in for these grants and are thrilled to have gotten what we received here. So 100,000 of it will be for new equipment, 39,000 is going to be for training, and then 10,000 is to update and maintain equipment that we currently have. Any questions? Yeah.
I think I asked this, I was just trying to figure the life cycle of some of the equipment on the average that you're replacing, Chief.
So we have a lot of equipment, and most of it is technologically built, so it does change rapidly. I couldn't answer that question as far as what we're looking to replace, how old it is, but mostly we're in that 5 to 10 year range, and stuff becomes obsolete pretty quickly.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Any other questions for Chief Williams? All right, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
All right, and I believe I see Sarah Thompson just joined us. Thank you so much. Yeah, no rush. Thank you so much for being here. right.
Good morning, council, and my apologies. It was over at Community Court, so we had a nice line out the door this morning, so we were trying to reduce that.
Totally understand. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All right, I have two SBOs coming before council today. Am I okay to address both of them?
Yes, please.
Wonderful, thank you. So the first one we have is the SBO for the therapeutic courts. This is the funding from the Administrative Office of the Courts. This is to support 5 therapeutic court programs. So we currently have our community court, our domestic violence intervention treatment court, a DUI court, and a veterans court, and we're looking to start a drug court. Sorry, I rushed over from the library.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, so right here, this breaks it down to increase revenue for our therapeutic courts by $712,000 to allow the funding to support our programs. This really goes towards some personnel costs. Unfortunately, we don't have funding through the city to support personnel, so we have to utilize these grant awards. This is to give us those entry-level supports. We do have some funding for recovery supports, which are going to be a lot of our bus passes, some of our treatment, and then other necessaries. So, any questions on this one?
I just have this,
Yeah, go ahead.
Councilman Doan. That just leads into Howard's presentation about capacity, especially he mentioned drug court is standing something up off of grant money, then the grant money goes away, then the program goes away. So again, the consistency of the program, once you get people in there, and how we sustain it. So I'm happy to always take the money, but I, as an old grant funder, all money's not good money if you can't make it work the way you want it to work. So, but in this case, it will be working. But I continue to be concerned about the stability of us. Got this court system that relies too heavily on grant funding.
Correct. That is a larger conversation to have on the sustainability of our therapeutic courts. We have all the data and everything to support the benefit to the community. However, we're banking off the kindness of the prosecutor's office and the public defender's office to allocate resources to those programs because we're unable to fund those positions. And then we have a little bit of supports within our Community Justice Service Department. Personnel is the biggest cost, as everybody's aware, no matter what department you're in. And so fortunately, with the Administrative Office of the Courts, those seem to be ongoing funding stream for us. The concern we have with the drug court is that is going to be a BJA federal grant that will have a limited term that doesn't have any positions attached to it. So again, Council President Wilkerson, it does play into how do we have that sustainability and fund those positions ongoing so we can continue to do great things.
Any questions? Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you coming on down.
I have one more.
Yeah.
Not quite. All right, so the other one is it's more of a housekeeping measure. So right now, we have a few positions that are under our Community Justice Service Department. And therapeutic courts, because we are taking off and we're able to have those AOC funds that are coming in, we're looking at having our own little department so that we can support everybody, so that we can provide support to prosecution, public defense, to the community justice services. A lot of them are entry-level positions funded by those grant awards. They're only tied to the grants. So if the grants do go away, the positions also would cease to exist. But this SBO coming before you is to add an accounting position, which is going to help us with our accountability for all of the financial reporting that we have for the state's requirements. And then adding another community justice specialist, which is going to assist with our drug court and getting that started up. And then the other housekeeping measure is to move 3 positions from community justice services on under the therapeutic court realm. So any questions on position movement?
Yeah, how many staff do we have total for CJS?
I'm going to have to turn around and ask Howard. 30. Or roughly 30.
Okay. And so can you kind of walk me through about what it means to kind of do that shift for CGS over to therapeutic court?
So currently the positions do reside with me in City Hall. They do report to me. Right now they are just on Michael's accounting portion, but they are funded still through the AOC awards. So it doesn't have anything, the positions do not do anything for community justice services. They're specific. The grants really outline what the duties are that you can do. So we can't allocate their resources to fill in any gaps outside the grants.
Thank you. Questions? All right. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. And again, I apologize.
No, you're totally good. All right. Step, I believe we have Jesse Ferrari online with a report from Scraps.
Hey, good morning, team. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Hey, thank you very much for having us today. We're happy to be here. Let's see if we can share this. All right, it should be coming your way right now. All right. You guys seen that on your screen?
Yep.
Awesome. Get technology working for us this morning. All right, so like you said, I'm Jess Farrar. I'm the director over at Scraps. Joining me today is Chris Miller. He's our field operations manager, and Senior Director Kat Nichols, I think, is on here as well. So without any further ado, we'll get right into this. So the Scraps 2023 annual report will cover down on the role in the community and contractual obligations, touch on the licensing report, show you guys the annual totals for the activity study, some of the 2023 highlights, and then some of the things we're working on for future goals. And then we'll open it up for questions and answers at the end. All right, so rolling right into it. Scraps role in the community and contractual obligations. So we are Spokane County's animal care and control facility. We are charged with housing or containing stray, homeless, abandoned, impounded, or unwanted animals. We are owned and operated by Spokane County and authorized to regulate the care, control, licensing, and treatment of animals. Our primary role is public safety and health and animal welfare. Some of our ancillary roles include education, outreach, animal care, and adoptions. And then some of those contractual obligations I mentioned in the previous slide are the use of the Association of Shelter Veterinarians Guidelines, which is a tool that provides a lot of standards, best practices, things of that nature. The Animal Care and Control Association is a guide for our animal care or animal control officers. And the American Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals provides a pretty good foundation for welfare tools and resources that are out there for us in support of our mission. The 2023 annual report, total sales were $35,066 for a total of $851,463. Online sales were $16,872 for a total of $456,539. And then donations through there as well, through the online piece was $24,413. The mailing notice and whatnot are what the third party has sent out. So you guys can see 36,000 renewal notices, 18,500 past due renewals, 22.5 third renewal notices. Some exception letters were sent out. Just over 9,000 license tags to just shy of 20,000 recipients. They took 2,200 phone calls for a total of 4,500 talk minutes, just shy of 3,000 emails, and their website took just over 11,000 web hits for Scraps. I'll leave that up. Does anyone have any questions on that one? Some of that's just their reporting to us, but I didn't want to not add their entire slide that they send us annually.
No questions right now. If you want to keep going.
I can't see you guys, so I apologize if I can't see a hand raised or anything else. So total percentage for City of Spokane, there were 4,500 requests for service for just shy of 3,000 impounds. The emergency calls, it's showing 128. That's our after hours emergency phone calls. So there are emergency phone calls during our normal business operations. The 125 is just the the times that animal protection officers were dispatched after our normal duty hours. There were 8 trappings total for 7,665 kind of touch points, if you will, for a total of just shy of 52% of our total scraps out in the community, if you will. And I'll leave that one up too if there's any questions. I'd be happy to answer those. All right.
I would just keep going through the presentation. We'll just save our questions for the end.
Will do. Will do. All right, so moving on, 2023 highlights. We did acquire our X-ray machine, and that's a pretty big deal. That cuts down significantly on the number of ambulances heading to some of our local animal veterinarian clinics, things of that nature. So what we weren't able to do in-house prior to 2023, we can now do in-house. So big picture, wear and tear on vehicles, not utilizing animal protection officers to run those ambulances back and forth, and then obviously a cost savings in that we are not outsourcing those X-rays. We are not being charged for them. Interesting side note, we did acquire that X-ray machine completely free of charge. We did fill many of the staff shortfalls. There's a couple more positions that we're looking to fill here in the near future. We anticipate those to be squared away here in the next couple months or so. 2023 saw an increase of volunteer hours and really an overall revamp of our volunteer program. So that was pretty significant. I think we were somewhere around 1,000 hours increase between 2022 and 2023. Another fantastic highlight is we streamlined our foster program. We've got a fantastic foster coordinator right now who came in, really kind of started from scratch, rebuilt everything up, and I'll tell you that program now is like a well-oiled machine. 2023 also saw the reestablishment of the Scraps Advisory Board. So we've addressed some of the issues with the advisory board members. We put a lot of I don't know, kind of information floating around out there to bed, straightened out any kind of incorrect information that had been out there, and the advisory board seems to be rolling along pretty well too. Additionally, we sent 2 animal protection officers to the Washington State Animal Care or Animal Control Certification Board. When I came on board a year and a half, 16 months ago, none of the animal protection officers that were here had been to the academy. So if we look over to future goals, we are planning on sending additional animal protection officers to the Washington State Animal Control course. It's only held once a year. I know Chris is kind of working some things to potentially get the certification course to come to the east side of the state. So that could be kind of have a big impact across the state here in the future if that goes through. We've also spent a good amount of time and resources providing additional staff with animal behavioral educational opportunities. That's really kind of helped a lot of the staff recognize some of those animal behaviors that might not have been recognizable or been able to interpret in the past. And I think sending additional staff members to some behavioral education courses has really onboarded quite a few folks and helped us to capture some additional data when it comes to those behavioral concerns, third-party lawsuits, things like that. We're capturing and quantifying and analyzing a whole lot more data now than we were even 2-3 years ago. We're still and always looking to increase our volunteer corps. We've got some fantastic volunteers that come out, but always looking to add to that. I think that has an education piece out in the community too. The more folks that we can bring in on board, kind of show them big picture what we're doing. Those folks also act as kind of a mouthpiece out in the community for us to increase the public education piece. And then obviously increased licensing percentage through, again, public education. A lot of folks didn't know that there was a requirement to license their animals, and then in conjunction with that, obviously, like ensuring that especially rabies vaccinations are up to date. So every kind of touch point we get with members of the public, we're looking at pushing that education piece. And then something I just moved over a little bit ago, Scraps has its first dispatcher certified in animal service as of July 2024. So that's kind of a big deal too. That's the first ever for Spokane County. So some of our operational limitations due to enforcement, and I think you guys could probably agree. We were kind of listening earlier to the meeting, but due to the enforcement activity and kind of resources being pulled and having to be allocated, we do have to retain capacity or kennels for that legal compliance piece. I think everybody's kind of struggling with room and resources right now. We do often encounter animals with significant barriers to positive outcomes. So there is some negative history, some medical. There's an abuse piece sometimes, and the justice or investigation court hold is what we call it in house involved, and things of that nature. So we do have to set aside some kennel spacing for the enforcement side of the house. And then obviously limited resources and trying to always be good stewards of public funds. Some of the hot topics, I guess, lately have been animal behavior. So we are utilizing the Canine Assessment for Risk in Shelters, which is the CARS, and that assessment tool is the only shelter assessment tool that falls in line currently with the ASB guidelines. So ASB guidelines, you'll remember from a few slides ago, is a contractual obligation, and as such, it just kind of made sense to utilize the Canine Assessment for Risk in Shelters. We've got several members of our team that have certifications in animal behavioral management. Shelter Playgroup Alliance, which falls in line with the CARS. It's actually the same folks who wrote those programs. Pretty big impact for canine enrichment, and then Fear-Free and Veterinary Medical Association, which is provided by the Veterinary Medical Association executives, and then obviously we have a licensed veterinarian on board. The left side of the page, just kind of some costs, like a cost breakdown, if you will. Down there at the bottom for impounding and adoption fees. And then current capacity, so dogs you'll see is around 90 dogs, and that fluctuates based off of the size of the dog. And then cats, current capacity for care is about 194 cats. We do utilize the capacity calculation model from the UC Davis Shelter Medicine Calculator, and that's where we're getting those numbers from. So that's not just something that we threw together. That's I think there's quite a few shelter organizations, animal care and control organizations, and whatnot utilizing that calculator. Another kind of hot topic recently has been Scraps euthanasia policy. So I think it's important to kind of foot stomp. Scraps currently does not euthanize for space, right? Euthanasia cannot be performed without the express approval of the director. And kind of one of the things that we implemented here was the Pathways team. So Pathways team, about 6 to 8 members. We're all trained, certified, collecting and quantifying behavioral data. And that collection comes from, as stated earlier, kind of every touch point we get. So if a volunteer notices positive or negative behavior while they're taking a dog out for some enrichment, we encourage them to fill out some paperwork that will put into our program as another way to quantify that data. But again, 6 to 8 member team collecting, quantifying behavioral data to make a determination based on really risk to the community and is that animal safe to place in the community. So a couple things as part of the education piece, I'll ask folks out in the community, or if they come in and they have a question, is would you put this animal in your backyard? Would you feel safe if your neighbor put this animal in their backyard? And then kind of, what's that safe place? How many blocks away would you feel safe if that animal was in someone else's backyard? And that's a little bit eye-opening to a lot of folks who really weren't kind of thinking, I wouldn't put it in my backyard, and I don't want it in my neighbor's. And you know what? I don't want it in Bob's backyard across the town either. So just kind of breaking that down as another education piece, and then as part of our euthanasia policy. So animals considered for humane euthanasia are recognized by local and state law and are scrap staff to present a significant danger to themselves, the public, or other animals. And then again, back to the Association of Sheltered Veterinarians Guideline Standards for Care, which also gives some framework for the euthanasia policy too, in that it states any animal that is observed to be experiencing mental suffering, distress, or behavioral deterioration must be assessed and appropriately treated in a timely manner or humanely euthanized, just as a severe or rapid decline in an animal's physical health constitutes an emergency situation and requires an urgent response. So do changes in behavioral or mental health of an animal. And then attempting behavioral modification with aggressive animal poses concerns due to safety and liability risks. Animals believed to be dangerous should not be rehomed. So that's straight from our contractual obligations. And I know I went through that kind of quickly. So I'll open that up for Q&A and discussion.
Councilmember Cathcart.
Yeah, I've got quite a number of questions. So we'll just go through as time allows. First off, the county, in a CREM article from earlier this year, it talks about that the Scraps had said that a panel of, quote, experts helps to make the determination on euthanasia. Can you please provide the credentials for this panel of experts? What qualifies them as experts?
Sure. So are those slides still up? So if we go back to, I think this is slide number 7. So we've got folks who are certified, have gone through the course for the K-9 assessment for risk in shelters. Again, that falls in line with our contractual obligations through the ASV guidelines. We've got several staff members who have animal behavioral management certifications, and then back to the Shelter Playgroup Alliance. And then Fear Free, and then we've also got a licensed veterinarian on the staff as well.
And who are these individuals?
So again, those are different staff members that we have. We've got folks from our enrichment team. We've got a couple of our shelter techs, obviously the licensed veterinarian. The shelter operations manager has behavioral management certification, as do I. And then the shelter operations manager also has another certification or two, I believe.
So I just want to point out the contract says that you're supposed to have a licensed behavioral specialist doing this, and that is obviously not somebody that you have on staff right now and have not for some time. And so I'm just wondering, obviously that aspect of our contract is not being upheld and has not been for some time. What other steps are you taking to avoid euthanasia? I've seen a disturbing number of instances where animals are listed for adoption only to be taken away from being listed for adoption days, if not weeks later. What changed in that time to make it suddenly that these are dangerous dogs?
Sure, that's a great question. So back to slide 8. Again, with our I believe it's in the city, the use of the Association of Shelter Veterinarians Guidelines, which again reads any animal that is observed to be experiencing mental suffering, distress, or behavioral deterioration must be assessed and properly treated in a timely manner or humanely euthanized. So that's right in your contract as well. But just as a severe or rapid decline in the animal's physical health constitutes an emergency and requires an urgent response,
Well, I guess my concern is, there's a quote here from Hobbs Doyle saying that there's an increasing number of animals experiencing behavioral issues. And it just seems to me that there seems to be a common thread of animals coming in, being fine, and suddenly no longer being fine once they're at scraps. Can you explain what happens while they're in your
that
stay?
behavioral and mental health, sir. Again, referring you back to that mental health piece, I'm going to kind of stick with what your contractual obligation says and note here. So changes in behavioral and mental health of an animal. If they're
I'm sorry, but that language is not anywhere in the existing contract.
The use of the Association of Shelter Veterinarians is, sir.
Yes, but that is not in the provision regarding euthanasia. I'll leave it there. I just want to point out a couple of things really quickly. And there are some other issues, especially with response. We've had drug houses that have let violent, dangerous dogs out into the wild, and scraps will not respond. They will not show up. They will not do their job per the contract. It is incredibly frustrating to see that happen.
Do you have any situations?
Yes,
where
I do. Yes, I do. And I will provide that to you. And I will just say that the union has voted a vote of no confidence in the leadership at Scraps, and I have called for a change in the leadership at Scraps. I think we need to do something very different than we are doing now.
I think it was already stated, sir, that if the city's unhappy with the services that we've provided, you're more than welcome to look elsewhere.
Council President.
Great, thank you for that. Well, my question was going to lead to capacity. So with the increase in animals, is there any planning to increase capacity at the organization? And if so, do you have any idea financially what that would look like?
Sure. No, that's a great question as well, ma'am. So I think that was addressed in last September, October city study session as well. And again, I think it goes back to the city. If you're looking to have that additional building built where we can increase capacity, that would be at a significant cost to capital funds coming from the city, or again, if you guys are looking to go a different direction with that, where you can then warehouse those types of animals, again, you're well within your right to do so.
Thank you.
Can I jump in on something? So just regarding the numbers, so we post all of our intake numbers and our non-live outcome numbers to Shelter Animals Count. It's a public website that automatically gets updated every month. So at the end of August, we'll get new data. But I ran the data for 2023. So in 2023, Scraps intook 4,271 cats and 1,481 dogs. Nationally, the national average for a government animal service agency for cats was 1,207. So the county is 4 times the national average nearly. The state for cats was 2,188. So we are double the intake for cats. Our dog intakes were 1,481. Our national average for government animal services was 1,528, and the state average was 1,368. Our non-live outcomes, so whether that's euthanasia or died because officers are responding to animals that are hit by a car, our live release rate for the county was 90% for cats and 93% for dogs last year. So the national average for live release for government animal services was 82% for cats and 85% for dogs. So we're better than the national average for animal services, and for the state, it was 90% for cats for live release and 88% for dogs. So we are better than the state average and better than the national average last year for live release rate. I believe in the media, it's mischaracterized as a government animal service agency. Our duty is for public safety. We are the only agency in this Spokane region that is accepting animals pursuant to dangerous dog investigations. And there's a requirement for euthanasia if owners aren't able to come into compliance. So we are also burdened with those animals where other shelters are not. We're better than the state. We're better than the national averages for live release. For 2024, we're also hitting those pretty similar marks. So all this data is available for the public to obtain, and I'm happy to share that link with you folks so you guys can personally go and look at that data for yourselves.
Thank you. Councilmember Navarrete.
Oh, thank you for that information. regarding your capacity, on June 21st, June 29th, and July 5th, there were posts from constituents saying that they found dogs, they call scraps, but scraps, quote, won't take them because they're over capacity, and we're told to release them where they were found or to release them in the forest or a park. If you can explain that to me quick, and also in the beginning of the presentation, your first slide says you are charged with housing and containing stray animals. Can you define contain? Does that mean also that if you're over capacity, and I know your slide says that you don't euthanize, but we've been told otherwise by constituents who have lost pets, they end up in scraps, they will pick them up, and they have been euthanized. So can you explain that to us again? And one last thing, on June 12th, I sent an email asking for 3 dogs that have been through your behavioral program. They passed, if I remember correctly, when we visited the scraps place, you showed us, how pets are put up for adoption. This individual dogs passed a behavioral test. They were put up for adoption, and then were gone. Nobody knows, if they were adopted or what happened on June 12th. If you check your email, I emailed and asked what happened to these 3 dogs. Were they adopted? Never received a response back.
So as
go ahead, Chris.
So as Jess mentioned before, stray animals come into our facility with very limited information, and so all the information we gain is through the sheltering process, which is not alike to an in-home process, right? Any shelter or boarding facility is a high-stress environment, so animals may otherwise present fine on initial, and then as these animals sit in the shelter and staff are able to work with these animals, get them to interact with other animals, they get more data points to assess. We also have animals that get adopted out and then are returned by adopters for various concerns, whether that's safety towards their personal animals or safety for themselves. And so when we get more information regarding those animals, we're able to make more informed decisions about the most appropriate disposition of those animals for the safety of the public. Our primary function is for public safety, and second, animal welfare. So we're not going to be putting animals out into the community that we feel is a threat to other animals or towards people, and we don't have all the information all the time. So when we get more information, we reassess, and that is why animals can be placed on the adoption floor, and then dispositions change later because we gain more information. It's not an arbitrary decision that is decided. It's based on information that we gather through the whole process. Councilor Klitzky.
And if we're going to kind of address that capacity issue, I don't think anyone is saying, release the animals out into the woods. I don't think that's happening. I'm not sure. I think that might be kind of what we addressed in the past is some of the what we've seen is just a campaign of false information being spread out there. But I will address the capacity issue and the capacity for care. So capacity being our physical limitations with the number of kennels that we have available for animals. So we really can't go over that capacity. Then we start running into issues of where do we put those animals? Capacity for care has to deal with the number of staff that we have here to care for those animals. So when we start going over what our capacity and capacity for care is, you start looking at perhaps an ethical or inhumane type of situation where those animals are in a travel crate or a wire crate for extended periods of time. And really, that's not an ethical way or humane way to house animals. I think, ma'am, I think you probably saw the slideshow when you were here of what scraps looked like in the past, and we're not going back to that. And I'll go back to June 12th and pull those emails. And if I didn't I didn't send an answer back to you, I will do that. I'll make it a priority.
Thank you. Councilmember Klitzky.
Some of the folks that are making the comments that they're being told to release animals rather than Scraps will come and pick them up have been people I know, and I believe them. So can you please explain what you are telling people when they have found a lost animal?
Sure. So if they found a lost animal and were unable to take that animal because of a capacity concern, those individuals should be passed a list, either in person if they show up at the door, or the telephone, of additional resources where they can try to reach out and find somewhere that has an open kennel or open space for that animal. So I think an interesting or an important piece to this too is this is a national issue. We are trying to deal with this on a local level. We are struggling with this just like everyone else, and sometimes we've got to make some tough decisions and say, hey, listen, we understand one of our community members is just trying to do the right thing and pick up a stray dog, but again, being the enforcement piece, if we don't have room and we've got to maintain a couple kennels on the side for a dog that may be on the loose and is a threat to public safety, we've got to triage that, and the animal that is the threat to public safety needs to come in here to remove that threat from the public. Whereas if a dog's just out in the neighborhood because a kid left a gate open or a fence blew down, we're asking those members to reach out via social media to canvass the neighborhood and to see if they can see some of those telltale signs and return that dog back to its home.
So as far as somebody, a lot of times it's spur of the moment when people find a loose dog and they'll pick them up and put them in their car and not really have a means of housing that animal. And I get the frustration. Then they come to Scraps, with the otherwise healthy, friendly animal to impound, and we don't have the capacity to essentially intake that animal. The resources that our customer service staff should be providing, they should be scanning that dog for a microchip and attempting to locate the owner while that person is still present. They'll be advised to essentially file a found report, on the various social media pages that exist out there, and to essentially schedule an appointment for intake at Scraps' facility when we have the capacity. But a lot of times these people are on their way to work, they see an animal running loose, they catch it, they throw it in their car, and then they don't have another option and they got to get to work. So those conversations are challenging. Our staff are trained to provide as much resources and facilitate the best outcome for that animal. So we do get the frustration. We are, working towards, better capacity, better ability to essentially move these dogs through the system and find homes. But like Jess said, we can't take animals that we can't care for humanely. We do have a third-party answering service called Password, which is disconnected from us. So if they call after hours, we've had some issue with that service on information that they give folks. We have new animal service representatives that aren't necessarily trained and maybe providing poor information. I'm not specific to these situations, but they definitely, our staff and Password for that matter, shouldn't be advising somebody to let a stray dog loose into the woods. I mean, that's completely inappropriate. But, the animals are typically loose in the area close to their residence. And so, people do not have the amount of time really when they're on their way to work to go knock on doors and try to locate the owner. But it's kind of being between a rock and a hard place for these situations, and we get it. It's frustrating for us as well.
Thank you. So can you tell us a little bit about your kind of advisory board, if the intent of that board was to kind of address some, misconceptions or misinformation, who makes up the board, how is that kind of vetted and created?
Sure, absolutely. So there's 2 from the city, 2 from Spokane Valley. There is 2 that the county appointed, and then 1 from Cheney. And they're kind of that pulse on the community. So what are they hearing? How can we do better? How can we better serve the community and the stakeholders? And then there is some of that false information piece or education piece, I guess maybe we could frame it as too, where folks just don't know what the role of scraps is in the community. So that's really kind of been the focus recently of the Scraps Advisory Board. And then going back about the concern for the June 12th email, it looks like our shelter operations manager did reply back to that email on June 12th, that just before 2 p.m. that afternoon. So that one should be squared away.
And then could you tell us a little bit about kind of the CARS SPA credentialing? You mentioned them as sort of using their guidelines. Some more background on them. Is that pretty common amongst shelters to use them as sort of a tool in your assessments?
They're one of a few organizations that provide assessment tools. Since it does fall in line with the Shelter Play Group, the Association of Shelter Veterinarians, it just kind of made sense because that was already a contractual obligation to go with that. Excuse me, to go with that particular assessment tool.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? No. All right, thank you. We might have some follow-up. All right, do we want to bring up reports? Okay. Yeah, we will, I think, look at updating some of these because the Municipal Criminal Justice Coordinating Subcommittee has not been meeting, nor the Ad Hoc Committee on Public Safety Levy. We've certainly had a lot of discussion around the new safety levy. Police Advisory Committee did not meet this month. Cops Board, Councilmember Cathcart.
Yeah, we just had the Night Out Against Crime last Tuesday, so hopefully some folks were able to participate in that. But yeah, that was probably the biggest thing right now, and just continuing to try to keep the organization moving forward. There may be some conversation coming soon around sole source contract with cops, and so stay tuned for that.
Cool, thank you. Now we have some quick staff reports. Mr. Eric Paulson.
Hey, Council, before you guys move forward, are you all set with the scrap stuff? Or did you want us to stay on?
We're good. Thank you.
Thanks. Have a great day.
Yep, thank you. Uh-oh.
I just have a lot of things with me always. Don't be worried.
No, perfectly timed.
A couple quick updates for you today. Over the recess, we got a call from Senator Murray personally, letting us know that our $2 million earmark request is in the budget. We're all but done with that process unless the federal government melts down. So excited about the progress of street medicine. That adds to $1 million that we secured in the past legislative session, and I think you're taking up the Chaz contract today or soon to do the local work on that, so good progress there. Our ledge team will start meeting every 2 weeks, starting right after Labor Day. We'll begin working on our state legislative agenda. Two issues are really coming into focus pretty strongly and quickly. I've alluded to them before, but the waste to energy facility is facing Climate Commitment Act liability that's now been quantified at about $8 to $9 million annually. They would start collecting in 2027 based on 2026 emission levels. So that is really significant thing for the city to address. It would equate to about $125 per year or per month per household increase to our ratepayers. We'd be the only community in the state with ratepayers facing that. So again, kind of adds to it's becoming almost a crisis. We have two things going for us. We did get a life cycle analysis funded a few years ago that shows over the next 20 years our facility is more environmentally advantageous than landfills in terms of GHG emissions. So we've got an argument there. We also received a $650,000 budget proviso last year for Carbon Quest to begin working on carbon mitigation strategies for the city. So, we have something to show the legislature that we're moving in the right direction. But honestly, this is going to be a really heavy lift because we're the only community in the state with this liability on our solid waste system. So we're not going to have a lot of allies. It's really going to require some heavy lifting from our legislative delegation, some of who will be new in their roles. So I think we need to get working on this much sooner rather than later, and we are. The other issue, which I alluded to last month, was the affordability requirements on our housing incentives. I think I kind of got mixed up on how those incentives differ. So just to clarify, the parking to people incentive, 5755, 30% of the units need to be between 80% and 115% AMI. And the new requirements of 6175, those are the commercial buildings, to housing incentives, 10% of the units must be at 80% AMI or less. And we're hearing from developers and from our own economic development team that we could incentivize a lot more construction with the parking to people affordability requirements. So looking at legislation to address that. And again, probably not a lot of allies. I was kind of glib last month about what's changed over the past year, but at the end of the day, we were trying to amend somebody else's legislation that was aimed at a very specific interest in a different district. This year, the discussion will be coming directly from Spokane. We think now Senator Riccelli will help lead that charge, so feeling more confident about that now. Quick word on Latah Valley. Sorry, am I running out of time here? Okay.
Keep going.
Quick word on Latah Valley. The city asked our 3rd District legislators to convene a policy and funding summit for all the varied needs along the 195 corridor, and they've reached out to the Commerce Department to coordinate that as an intergovernmental entity, given that we have DNR issues, we have state park issues, WSDOT issues, SPI/school issues. And so there's a lot to unpack there, but I think there's heightened interest from state commerce and certainly our legislative team. So looking forward to working on that. And then if I could just conclude with the point of personal privilege, Mr. Chair.
You may.
Some of you know I was educated at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, the other UW, as was my relative by marriage, Vice President Dick Cheney, and other luminaries such as Charles Lindbergh, John Muir, Spencer Gardner, if you're out there listening. But over the past month, there was an incredible thing that happened. Your own policy advisor, Mr. Wright, has also received not certification, but education from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. And his rigorous course of study is now complete. He is a parliamentarian extraordinaire, an expert in his field. And so to acknowledge his coming into the club of University of Wisconsin Badgers here at City Hall and around the country, we would like to present you with a gift.
Nice.
It says alumni on there, so not quite an alumni, but pretty close.
There you go. Well done.
So thank you. Any questions on ledge issues? No.
Well, just thanks for all your work. I may ask a question. How did you enjoy the Outlaw Festival with Bob Dylan and Willie Nelson?
Well, I didn't want to comment on your dancing very close to the stage, council member, but yeah, a good time was clearly had by all. I couldn't believe how many people they pack into one Spokane Stadium. It's really a special facility.
Yeah,
And a great night for us old fogies.
Yes, exactly. All right, thank you so much. All right, I believe
That's a nice segue
you're
into
up.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mr. Byrd, do we have a, there we go. So the first page, I think a lot of people, particularly the new council members, really did not know what this job description entailed. And this is the actual job description when I applied for the position. Pretty heavy vernacular there, a little hard to wade through and figure out exactly what the job is. But if you want that, that's there for you. It's accurate, but not very plain. So the next screen really kind of tells you probably the three areas that I feel like I focus on the most. The first, of course, as you're all familiar with, are writing ordinances, resolutions, and so forth. I think what's not evident from the job description is that the job description makes it sound like you work for the council as a whole, but I really work for all the individual council members. And where it gets fun, for example, this coming week, is when you write amendments on the same ordinance that conflict with each other based on the requests of particular council members. I actually kind of enjoy that. It's kind of fun. But that is the nature of the job. And I think it's an interesting part of the job as well, to go from one council member, have one conversation, and then to another council member and have a different conversation about how an ordinance ought to look. The other thing is, I'm not sure it was quite evident from the job description, and it's kind of evolving right now, is being the person, the conduit for legal information from the legal department on our ordinances. As I say, I think this process is still evolving, but I think it's improved. The general aim, of course, is to make sure that all the council members get the same legal information about a particular issue or ordinance. So I think that's working, but it's probably could use some fine tuning, and we'll continue to work on that with Mr. Piccolo going forward. The other thing is that, it's not really reflected in this slide, is that we've recognized a need, both the administration and I, for a repository of legal opinions. And this is something I've been discussing with Councilmember Cathcart. We hate to see legal reinvent the wheel. There's got to be a way to revive some of those old legal opinions and make them readily available. So we're going to be working on that, figuring out some solutions. So the last thing, as Mr. Polson alluded to, was the parliamentary side of this job. That was not something I anticipated at all. Now, I should have anticipated I would have to understand council rules. That's not a surprise, but the surprise is how much we have to navigate between our own rules and Robert's rules and any other rules that might be out there. And that's a continuing challenge and education process for me. So, the last slide. I played with this slide quite a bit because originally it had how many open projects I had by council members. And I decided to change that. I know some council members may feel that they don't get enough out of me, and others feel like they get plenty, and who knows, and I decided it was going to create too much conversation. But there are roughly 32 open assignments on my desk, in addition to the items listed below, which are sort of ongoing projects and require my attention in some form or another, or at some level or another. But 32 open projects. Some of them are a little old. Mr. Bingle will tell you one is more than a year and a half old. But it's a fair amount, and I hope by the end of the week you'll get an updated work plan out of me that shows exactly what I've been working on. I didn't want to post that here, but so you can get an idea of some of the things I'm focusing on. So That's my report.
Go ahead, Councilmember Cathcart.
Just, is 32 a good guesstimate as a running kind of average that you have open at any given time? Or
I
is
would
this
say so.
high? Okay.
I would say so, yes.
I just wanted to thank you, Mr. Wright, for being so prepared this week with slides. This is quite a change.
Well, it's better than just saying no. I'm not going to tell you anything.
I don't need the slides.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I would say, yes, 32 and just how I think reactive you have to be and to drop in when those amendment deadlines are approaching and it's that Friday, 10 a.m. You are on it well into sometimes Thursday evening. You already know this. I don't need to tell you, but really appreciate, I think, your nimbleness and adaptability when those requests do come in, because they do, and it can be a heavy lift. So,
Thank you.
yeah. All right. I think that concludes our meeting for today. We will be having another early morning session because of Labor Day, 10 a.m. on September 9th. We will see you then. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.